Welcome back to Judicial Dollars and Cents. We're coming to you live from the PILMMA Super Summit in San Antonio, Texas. And with us is Julia Hensel, otherwise known as the Cookie Lady.
It's true.
Can you explain that?
Yes. So I'm known at conferences for bringing my Easy Bake Oven and making cookies right at my booth.
I will tell you that there are no cookies at this table, and my trainer will be happy to hear that, my wife as well.
Yeah, but it was very rude of me to not bring them with for the podcast. I'm sorry about that.
I appreciate you not tempting me with the cookies. So tell me about what you do.
Yeah, so I own two companies. One is a digital marketing agency that serves personal injury law firms. And then the second is very niche and specialized. We specifically remove one-star Google reviews. So a lot of lawyers get crazy people leaving one-star reviews, and we remove those.
That's awesome, because we all have that nightmare relationship that didn't go well, and there's people that just won't let it go. So you help fix that.
Absolutely. And we've honestly seen it all. One of our clients got a one-star review that said, "This lawyer tied my shoes together in middle school, and now I'm leaving a one-star review on his law firm." We had a client that was a preschool that got a one-star review that said, "I don't have kids." So really all kinds of people feel like they need to leave a one-star review, and many of them are not something the firm earned. And so we help those.
You think Google would be a little better at getting rid of those? But
well, they certainly feel like it's their responsibility to remove a lot of five-star reviews. A lot of lawyers are very frustrated by that. But the one-star reviews, for some reason, they aren't as vigilant on getting rid of the defamatory ones that aren't fair.
Sometimes it is easy to tell when a company is self-populating those. And I know Google tries to police that, but when you go out there and there's a bunch of reviews that are bunched together and worded the same, and they're all 5 stars. I mean, come on.
And the same person has left a review on 18 other businesses spread out throughout the entire world. Yes, that's when you know.
So I love to hear about folks' origin stories. How did you get started in this?
Yeah, so I actually acquired both of the companies that I own today. So I made a little bit of a career pivot. I was previously in management consulting, so I'm a nerd. And then about 2 years ago,
I'm an accountant, so we love nerds.
No, that's great. My mom is an accountant, so I'm all about she tells me accounting runs in my blood. But anyway, so I was in management consulting, and then about 2 years ago, I did a big pivot and I quit. I was at Boston Consulting Group. I decided I didn't want to do that long term. And
have they been around a while? I'm just kidding.
So I quit that and acquired Lexigate, which is the marketing agency that I own. And then about a year into that, I acquired Repspert, which is the review removal company. And it's been fun.
That's great. That's awesome. I'm going to ask you. I ask a lot of business owners, what's your exit plan? And I know you're really young, but
yeah, good question. To be honest, many people, when they acquire companies, they do it because they're trying to like flip and sell, like almost a real estate deal, right? Where you fix up the house and then resell it for more money. But that honestly was never our intention in acquiring this company. It was, we wanted, so my husband owns a marketing agency, and he's loved owning that. And our vision for this has just been, we want a stable, strong, cash flowing business, and aren't necessarily looking to exit. So I want to keep growing. I mean, the world of search is changing a lot, and the digital marketing world is changing a lot. And so helping the company navigate through those changes and continue to grow through them is kind of the focus right now.
So the line of business that I run works with law firms to help run their finance department on a fractional basis. We have another line of service that works with those digital marketing agencies, and they are feeling the pinch of AI. So how are you and your husband dealing with those challenges that AI?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. We acquired marketing for fear in the marketplace that AI is going to be the end of, specifically within marketing, we do search engine optimization. And like, will there even be a Google search to optimize for in the future? And so I think because of that, we were able to acquire a company at a very favorable price. But I would say the thing that has been most I guess positive is I actually think that this has re-energized the conversation, at least for lawyers, around now they're not worried about Google search, but how do I show up in ChatGPT and in Claude and all those other tools, which quite frankly, the fundamentals of are exactly the same as SEO. So for us, it's actually been We thought it could be a negative, but it's actually been more of a positive on business development, because lawyers who were burnt out about a conversation of like traditional digital marketing are now very curious about the AI optimization topic.
I just had Greg Crabtree on, and I don't know if you heard him speak earlier, but he was the first speaker today, and he talked about this disruption that's coming from all these technological advances and how people have made money just showing up, and now you're going to have people that need to be scrappy to make money. And so maybe through this disruption, some people just they're hanging up. But others are going to re-engage and become more entrepreneurial.
Yeah, and I think if people have an owner mindset and double down, a lot of them will find advantages from all the changes and not be as threatened by it as they fear, maybe.
Yeah, and also we like to change the way people think about the nerds and the accountants.
Yeah.
Many of them have been historical in nature to tell you what happened. We want to look at the data, good, clean data, and tell you what's going to happen so that you can make decisions based on that.
Absolutely. And if you don't understand the past, you can't create the future as far as your financials.
So what's an ideal client for your companies?
Yeah, on the search engine optimization side, most of our clients are personal injury attorneys, because that's where things are most competitive on the SEO front. And most of them are in the 4 to 12 lawyer range is typically who we work with, but we do have some that are larger than that and a couple that are smaller as well.
I'm a big fan of attorney advertising, whether it's radio, TV, or billboard. And of course, now you've got the really big behemoth firms that have come to town. And I think that makes everyone else step up their efforts.
Totally.
But it's really entertaining to me. Morgan & Morgan came to St. Louis a couple of years ago. And then all of a sudden, the established PI firms that were in town of any size started almost taking jabs at the other firms, saying, well, big isn't always better. And it was just entertaining to me to watch that interplay.
Yeah, we've been finding that with a lot of their clients. They're finding that now they probably can't outspend the big players, but they need to out-strategize them. And a lot of that is like, how can they show up in a way that's different and is authentic and like very involved in their local community in ways some of the bigger players will never do. And
that's something that AI should help with, is help the smaller and mid-sized firms compete in a bigger pool.
And we find, Morgan & Morgan, for example, is very effective with pay-per-click marketing, but honestly typically does not rank very well in the organic search results and also in AI visibility, because they're not able to replicate a lot of the local signals that the more local firms can, as far as local reviews, local testimonials, local verdicts, involvement in the local community that Google looks at as part of its trust algorithm.
That's interesting. So where are you from?
I'm originally from Minnesota, but I've lived in Chicago for the last 9 years.
Okay, and what part of Chicago? Because I have 2 children there.
Okay, where are they at?
One was just moving from Wrigleyville to a little bit outside of it, and one was Lincoln. There's Lincoln Park and Lincoln Square. I'm going to get this wrong. Lincoln Square, I think.
Okay, got it. So they're north side. I'm actually on the south side, so I live near the White Sox Stadium.
Okay, I've been to the White Sox Stadium. It is a unique experience.
Yes, well, yes, I do like. I'm not a White Sox fan. I grew up a Twins fan, and they're division rivals. But I like the White Sox tickets are very affordable because
that's
they're
a good thing.
Very bad. So,
and it used to be the Cubs tickets were affordable, but now
they had their run, and anyway.
My youngest, who moved to Wrigleyville when the Cubs just a year ago, and the Cubs were good, and the Cardinals were in a down period. He spent an exorbitant amount of money to be in the last row of the stadium. And he works out at a place where the Cubs were getting on and off a bus. And he went up to Pete Crow Armstrong and said, I just spent a lot of money to watch you guys whip our butts.
That's so
Pete
funny.
gave him a knuckles, and it was a fun experience for him.
That's hilarious.
Well, thank you so much for being on the show. I really appreciate it.
It's great getting
How
to know
can
you.
folks get a hold of you if they want to engage?
Yes. They can email me, julia.hensel@lexigate.com, or inquire through our website.
Are you on LinkedIn as well?
I am on LinkedIn as well, Julia Whitrock Hensel.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
Yeah, very nice
And
to meet
thank you all for listening. We will see you in just a few minutes on the next episode of Judicial Dollars and Cents. Thanks for joining us on Judicial Dollars and Cents, presented by Anders Virtual CFO Services. If you found value in today's conversation, be sure to follow or subscribe wherever you get your podcast. To learn more about how Anders helps law firms strengthen their financial foundations and drive growth, visit anderscpa.com. Until next time, keep making smart decisions that make perfect sense.